Hello, this is Bill Shafer again. This is our second video on the basics of what's on our website. We'll have several different videos. The first two are just about what's on our website, and then we're going to get into some of the details about how our services can help you really be more efficient, or at least hopefully improve the efficiency of your farm preparing for a food safety audit. We have successfully helped several farms with Primus GFS and Primus Standard for that matter, and also USDA. So we work with those three audits. I know there's lots of other audits out there, but primarily we're focused on Primus GFS since that's a fairly stringent audit, and lots of farms are trying to pass that these days. So last time I talked about our home, our core beliefs, resources, and customer pages, and we're going to get into the end of this video. We'll get into going to our sample customer pages that we have that you can actually go and look at it. But to begin with, I'm going to click on Primus GFS, and the Primus GFS, this has the current version of 2.1-2C. It has the checklist and guidelines, and what Primus calls checklists are really question numbers or questions that they ask that each farm do. So if you're going to do a GAP, which lots of USDA farms are doing GAP audits for USDA, but Primus also has one called GAP, Good Agricultural Practices. So if you're going to do a GAP audit, all Primus audits are required to do Module 1, the Food Safety Management System, and then you can do just GAP, and we have several farms that are going to do just those two. Then we also have farms that do all four of these. So that's kind of what we do, is we help you answer these questions. Unfortunately, sometimes when you ask a question, whether it's a question of your children or your wife or whomever, they may not understand what you're actually asking, and so Primus, recognizing that, they have a guideline, and the guideline will be connected to a question. So the same questions that are here in the checklist are also in the guidelines with a lot more detail of what their question is really asking. So I'm going to demonstrate that real quick, and so I'll click on the first one, Module 1, Food Safety Management System. And what you'll see is the PDF document that lists all the questions of the Primus GFS. Looks like my web page is a little slow to load. Maybe there's kids doing homework or something down the street. I don't know. We don't have a fast internet connection anyway. But so we will look at these questions, and all the questions are numbered. So when we talk about I don't understand a question, and if you're asking us for that, then you'll want to be sure to use the reference of this number so we can look at that question and see what it's really talking about. So we'll take one of these that would be simple to ask, what is this thing talking about? So I'm going to look at 1.01.05 and read the question here. It says, is there a documented management verification of the entire food safety management system at least every 12 months, so once a year? So that, you would say, I don't know what that means, or maybe you may say, yes, we do that every year. But oftentimes you won't really know just what this question is really asking. So I'm going to close this PDF, and then I'm going to go over here to the Module 1 Food Safety Management System Guidelines. And so this is a much more in-depth. In fact, it'll take a little longer. Hopefully we'll be able to load this, and you'll be able to see what this question is really all about. And so it's loading now, and you can see this. There's 33 pages in this particular document, and we're going to find that question that we were just asking. We'll skip down, and we're down here to page 7 or 8. It's probably somewhere down in this area. We're down on page 11 now, so we'll let the internet catch up with it, and we're going to look at not only the question here, we'll look at exactly what is it that Primus is asking, because if we want to get the question correct, which obviously we do, then we want to see just what it is that Primus is looking for. So I can tell this that we're not at the question. Now here's the first question, 102, where here's 103, 101, 04, and this is the one we were talking about, 10105. Is there a documented management verification of the entire food safety management system at least every 12 months? So here's the next question. So this whole section down, all the way down through here, is all talking about how to answer this question. the question is worth 5 points, and in a Primus audit you need to get 95%. So you add up all the points and you can figure out if you got to 95% yet. So, and this here is the how you define what does that question mean. I'm not going to go through read all this. Y'all can read that when I'm not here if you want to. But looking at the organizational chart and the HACCP and customer complaints. So when you read this question, you wouldn't really know that customer complaints is part of that answer unless you read this guideline. And that's what Shafer Farm Services does, is we try to help you define all these things so that you can get every question correct and do well on your audit. We really are not experts at doing anything other than helping to organize folks, and we've been I'm going to say very successful at that. I won't say that there's not others out there that can help you, but we certainly have been successful, and that's what we want to do. So that gives you an idea what these two things are about. Here's like a sample mock recall for pecans, but that gets to the idea. And these are some links to the Primus sites, so Primus Standard, GFS, and Primus Labs itself. And then the other thing I want to show you in this video is calendar. So I'm going to click this down arrow key and you'll see calendar, and I'm going to talk about calendar than show you too much, but your farm will have a calendar on your website which we will provide as part of our service to you. And on the calendar you'll have things. You can see I had an appointment meeting today at 4 with D&D Freeland, food safety meeting. And so a calendar, besides telling you that you have a meeting somewhere, is a place where you can put things that you need to remember to have happen. Let's say, for example, you want to make sure that the chemicals that you purchased for cleaning are not have an expiration date. They're not expired chemicals. So let's say you bought some chemical today and it's used to clean the stainless steel sinks, and you look on the bottle and it says this expires in July of 2019. So what you want to do is you want to put on the calendar a reminder on June of 2019, put on there to send you an email notification automatically, 30 days in advance, or 10 or 15 or whatever you want, to tell you that it's time to go buy this cleaner for your stainless steel sinks. So you can put as many things you want on there, and that way you'll be reminded. And we believe that the calendar is going to be a big piece of successful food safety in the future. So sign the contact form, click on home here on our webpage, go to www.shaferfarmservices.com, fill out the contact form, and we'll be glad to help you get started. There are some resources, even if you're not a particular customer of ours yet. Click on resources and use some of them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day.